Aryan Brotherhoods and motherfuckers that's made men in our line of work, which is this convict shit, can't go to them yards, I'm not going. Period.
Now, but now he so he said that, you know, your points drop, bro. You really don't have no. Either you got to go put in work to catch a 115, or your points drop and you don't have no say so in regards to where you land.
Well, no, you do, because now what you have to understand in this, and let me refute this motherfucking propaganda as well. Bro, CDC is liable for your safety when you are in their custody. Let me repeat that. CDC is liable for your safety when you are in their custody, bro. These motherfuckers can't put you somewhere where your safety gonna be in jeopardy, homie, without you agreeing to go in that area. So trust and believe. Niggas that go to them yards where niggas is SNY and 50-50, you have to agree to go to that yard and program regardless of who is there, and that agreement comes along with a signed contract, bro. So you got a choice. They can't force you to go nowhere, because if you get over there and you bust a snitch in his head and kill him, they gonna be liable. Why was this dude over here anyway? He's a whoopity wah wah. Yeah, you gotta sign the paper and agree to go over there, homie. Now, for those who choose to, listen to this. For those who choose to, I'm going to let a nigga be him. I want you to be authentically you. I'd rather you be a real nigga and I don't like you than you be a fake nigga and I like you up under false pretenses and then come to find out you a fake nigga later. So I'd rather you be 100% you. If that's what you can wake up every day and look in the mirror and do, because there's a lot of niggas on the straight out SNY yard that got more followers than me right now on Instagram, on Bloods.
Well, yeah, for sure, without a shadow of a doubt.
So I'm just saying, the public really don't care, Najee. They don't care. This nigga Tekashi 69 could drop an album right now and go 1 million views. Bro, that nigga, I can't really look at that nigga because it's been snitches, like my mama say, since Jesus' time. But what really trips me out is there's 1 million motherfuckers, blood, that's interested in what a snitch got to say, blood.
Yeah.
That's more amazing to me. That's what's more amazing to me. Because in my time, blood, I can tell you right now, any nigga got a diss song on my bro, I ain't never listened to it, blood.
Yeah.
There's nothing, blood, to say about my bro that I want to hear. I'm just that sincere. Now, if you take that to a violation of the game like a rat, blood, there's nothing a rat got to say, blood, that I'm interested in hearing. Blood will never get my watch, my view.
For sure.
But there's millions of motherfuckers who, in this day and age, where these motherfuckers act like they so gangster and anti-rat and stick to the script and all this old shit, this gang and and all that shit, but there's over millions of motherfuckers who are interested in what documented snitches got to say, blood. That's more amazing to me than anything.
That's a fact. I agree with you on that, bro.
You know? But now back to what with the you know, whatever decision the man make, bro, as long as he can look himself in the mirror and deal with that. Me personally, bro, I'm not gonna do it, bro. There's nothing that'll make me. To me, that's a blemish on my character. Going around 50 yards, turning down fades, just doing certain shit, bro, it's still not boo.
For sure.
And yeah, I'm not subscribing to it. Yeah,
it won't ever be boo. And the whole point is
yeah, never. It'll never be boo.
I'm just saying it's like
extra explanation. It's not bull.
No, with your
my documentation, blood, and after that, it's all thumbs up. If I gotta come with an extra explanation about why I was where I was at, oh yeah, blood, it ain't bull.
No, I'm saying. I'm saying on the behalf.
For real. You know what I mean? Straight up.
I'm saying on the behalf of.
Yeah, I want to go home too. Don't think that I'm any sincere about going home, blood. I'm just not willing to do anything it takes to go home, though, G. And I'm going to say that emphatically. I'm not willing to do anything just to go home, bro.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Yeah, damn, that 15 minutes went fast, man. Shit.
Didn't it?
Sped it up. That nigga was spitting some real. They don't want to. It's not fun.
Going in earlier, though, talking about the bitch with the edges and the million braids. He a fool for that.
Hey, but look, Spank. Okay, so listen. My boy was saying that it's a difference between the 50-50 and the PC yard.
Yeah. It's a difference between 50-50 and the SNY, I believe.
Yeah, you know what? Yeah, you know what the difference is. You know what the difference is. on the straight PC yard, 100%
I
of
need
the niggas
this.
SOI. On the 50-50 yard,
I need.
50%
Okay, I got
of
his
them is
name.
coming from what
I got his
they
date of
used
birth.
to be
I need his
GP and
email.
coming and integrating,
I
and the
need his
other
email.
50% is coming from the SNY.
Yeah.
So this yard that's not
Name,
100%
date of birth, email, phone
SNY
number.
is 50% niggas that came from the GP yard.
You
And
send me
all
his name and date of
broke
birth.
them with
Now I need his
cluster
email
ass.
and phone number to send
I
over.
got you.
Yeah,
I
it's
got you.
50% them and 50.
I'm about to get it right
Hey,
now.
call
I
right,
appreciate it.
call right back.
All right.
Hey, he gonna call right back, my Zooligans, man. We tapping in with High Desert, my motherfucking homeboy, my friend, man. I've been knowing since a kid, man. Mr. Lil Spank. Not to get confused with Big Spank. Big Spank was it is a cool dude. But this is the one that, you know, highly involved with gang politics, man, I should say. Even though Lil Spank is Big Spank is a good nigga, man. You know, real quick, man. Big Spank, when I was in Ironwood, man, would bring my girl up there to bring that sack to me, man, in Ironwood.
This is Global Tel-Link. You have a prepaid call.
Make sure
As you should.
And as his Sally, I appreciate that shit. You know what I mean? That's his Sally. I am
This call
grateful,
and your telephone number
indebted to that man.
You have a prepaid
I
call.
appreciate that man.
Yeah,
Niggas learn how
you and me both.
all
Homie.
the
Yeah.
Yeah, you back on? Back on? We still on? We didn't add it. Like I didn't tell you. I had to get up and go to the bathroom real quick, Lil Spank. But Will F You Pay Me, the comedian Will F You Pay Me, is on here as well now.
Okay, yeah, that all the time.
I told you you're getting old. You forgot. We just had a whole conversation when I was telling him about the bitch with no edges rushing me on stage, and he need to be ready for combat out here, man.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, he was already on here. I thought you was talking about a whole nother.
He was already on here, but he's on here with Young Holly, bro. I didn't know, you know, I jumped up, I had to go take a piss, bro. But we on here, bro. We on here, man. We talking about it, man, Mr. Lil Spank. We on here gigging, man. Like I told you, man. Today is your day, man. So we having a good time, man.
Oh yeah, I appreciate it, man. I really appreciate it, man. You know what I'm saying? I
Appreciate
really
you for
it,
staying solid, man. You know what I'm saying? Through all your ups and downs and whatnot, man, and lacing us with some, you know, your perspective on things.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But like I was saying, you know, we gotta be, you know, because if you think about it, like I was saying, with the amount of people who show interest in, well, let me say this. Let me go back to this. Now, y'all pay attention because this is very sincere. We always pass our lives after these Italian gangsters. You know, John Gotti, niggas got names like Gotti and things of that nature, and I could dig it because it comes along with a certain character representation that comes along with that name, Capone, all these things. So let me lay you on this. Back in the days, bro, when Carlo Gambino was running the Mafia family, the Gambino family, it wasn't even believed that it was a real mafia. You know why? Because them motherfuckers were so secretive in understanding first that there was such a small percentage of the population that was really capable of dealing with what it took to be a mob motherfucker that it wasn't no reason to put it out there because half the rest of the people couldn't even relate. The majority of the population couldn't relate. Now dig that. Just think on that for a minute. Think in them old man times. You never really seen them. They wasn't flamboyant. It wasn't something. It was something that was whispered, homie, because it was so secretive and kept to a chosen few. It wasn't for everybody.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
That nigga Gotti. Oh, that's...
And we talking about Carlo Gambino and them was active. Don't quote me, but I know goddamn well the 60s and 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's look at John Gotti reign. John Gotti was the flip side of that flamboyant, in your face. He was the motherfucking epitome of the podcast nigga today. No pun intended, my nigga Nas, not you, but I'm talking about these niggas who put the game out there with no respect and just broadcast it to everybody, even to the ears that it's not meant for, because they're of the percentage who can't relate, bro.
Facts.
And
TCD.
look how long John got. Look how with that exposure, look how short John Gotti reign was, and it fucked up the whole family. My nigga, it's certain shit that we don't need to discuss on here. And at the same time, based on the fact that we respect the game enough to fuck likes, we still ain't gonna discuss it, bro. The fact that you from Skyline, I'm from Emerald Hills, the next homie might be from here, there, or where. We can't allow that to prevent us from bonding together as real niggas, because we getting into the extinct breed, bro.
Facts.
We getting into that extinct breed, bro. We need to start banding together. It's young homies around here, blood, 23, 22 years old. That's babies, blood, that think they got this shit figured out and don't know nothing, bro.
Facts.
We got to start representing and thinking about these children. Fuck these old rusty niggas like you and me, because if a nigga at our age and he ain't figured it out yet, then he's not really worth our motherfucker. If it's between him and a youth that ain't got their conditioned mind yet and still got years to mature, then I'm going to go with the youth, bro. I'm going to go with the latter. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We got to start putting interest into these youngsters, bro. I'm from a different era, bro. I'm from an era when it was problems with the Skyline homies, gangster folk, and them will pull up. Or niggas will have a way, we'll find out what's happening, blood, and on some gangster shit, it'll be dealt with accordingly, blood. All this other funny shit, blood, niggas don't even know how to be bloods no more, blood. Niggas know how to be from their street or from their little clique. They don't really have love for the collective no more, blood. That's alien to me. I don't understand that, blood.
Yeah, that's facts.
That shit weird, homie. But then when the nigga want to press a New York homie and have the audacity to convict the New York homie or an Alabama homie or something, talking about they whooping ain't authentic, not because of how they conducting themselves, but because they ain't came out here to what's essentially how I just described it now. We might as well say California the savage land, blood, because we hate homies more than anything, blood. That's crazy.
That's facts, homie. Yeah, I agree with you on that.
Hey, I don't advocate that shit, G.
Yeah, I don't need it, man. I advocate love. Fear, point blank. Especially of us in our kind.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And there's no busters allowed.
And I'm not saying this either,
Period.
Gangsta Boy, to exclude the T-Way brothers, because that's the next step. But in order for us to get and venture out further and further, we got to work on our collective first and get
Without
the mechanisms and the love and the cultivation within our own household first before we can start worrying about our distant cousins' household. But they are on the agenda. You dig what I'm saying? Because like I said, blood, just history-wise, we got to refute these motherfucking, we got to refute these stereotypes. And like I always say to the Crips, well, how can the Bloods be the Crips' mortal enemy when Damuin wasn't even around when Raymond Washington and them formed the Crips?
Right.
So intrinsically, which meaning within the fabric of their very being, how can the Damu be the sworn enemy of the Keyway when the Damu wasn't even around for the Keyway to hate when Raymond Washington and them formed the Cribs? That's stereotype.
Mm-hmm.
Just like the Damus was created because the big homie in them was like, man, we don't want to be with Tookie and them. We don't want to do that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
This Damuism was born in resistance, blood, to being pressed on by a nigga or forced to do something that, blood, that's the history that we come from, and again, a prideful history, but it wasn't necessarily about a class. It was just about, bro, we respect what y'all got going on, but we don't want to be a part of that. Y'all go on your way and let us do what we do in our community.
Mm-hmm.
So when I think about Damuing and Crippin, I think about the community vanguard. You're supposed to be doing that, because if you grew up in your community where your grandma and your children shop, you should want to make sure that there's a military branch that's going to guard that against any intruders that come to do ill will amongst your people, your loved ones that frequent this general area. Now, if brothers want to come and contribute to the economy, whether it be illegal economy or that same store that funds your grandma and them, and he do it in a harmonious way, then by all means, it's up to y'all discretion whether you decide to allow that brother to come up in there or not. It don't have to be an animosity thing. This is all I'm trying to say, because it ain't nothing wrong with a motherfucker representing his community, bro. It's just whether he's antagonistic to the next brother doing the same thing for the wrong principles, homie. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Come on, bro. That's what I be on.
I feel that, bro.
That's what I be on.
Yeah, I feel that, homie.
Yeah, that's for sure. For sure.
My thing is
and to go back to what you was.
What's up, Z? What's up, Parrish?
Go ahead.
So like one of my things is, bro, like I told this, I asked Mr. Bezo about this as well, man. One of my things is, I think the penitentiary, bro, has a lot of influence when it comes to the streets, because if the penitentiary push a certain kind of line, then the streets gonna have to follow it. And one of those lines I was saying was like how how the Mexican mafia, if you come up in there, man, and you didn't let's say the Serranos, man, you didn't knocked off a Serrano and you didn't have authentication to do so, you know what I'm saying? It's like a rapist. Right, you gonna have consequences and repercussions, and so because we don't have nothing like that in place, is why our deals keep continuing on.
Right.
Do you get what I'm saying?
It's because I believe, absolutely I do, but it's because I believe that, with that rebellious nature again, blacks aren't willing to be subjected to one rule. There's various different factions, like I was saying again at the outset of our conversation, with these different regions and things that complicate it, because you always got those that feel like I'm from over here. Can't just no one within their structure. They don't do that. One person can speak for them, or a committee of people that they've assigned can in fact make one call. So all you have to do is speak to one person in order for them to be effective, and they move in accord like one motion. Whereas within our demographic of Africans, there's so many different factions and regions. Can't just one person make a call, because it's always a Paru or a Hoover or a neighborhood that's like, that nigga can't speak for us, or a Bay Area, but you dig what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that's why it's a lot more complicated, because within the black demographic, it's so vast. There's so many different tribes, let's say, that just can't one president speak for us. Where within them, guess what they align under that only requires one voice? That motherfucking Rasa.
Right.
That Mexican heritage. That's what linked him. See, we disassociated ourselves with Africanism. But even in Africa, all Africans don't go under one banner as Africans. That's something that we've subscribed to within the diaspora. They're either, I'm a Nigerian, or I'm from Congo, or you dig what I'm saying? They're more on the ethnic tip, just like we is in the urban demographics in California. But with the Hispanics, especially in America, in the penitentiary, they're able to align up under their Hispanic, their Mexican heritage. And that's the one thing that allows that one voice to resonate within all their minds. Within blacks, there's so much separation, homie. It's hard for us to gather that voice. But now this is what brings the next link to our conversation, from where you were trying to articulate to me that what I was espousing about the revolutionary movement was of an ancient context. No, this is the teaching and the foundation from the elders that are striving to link all these different tribes and factions within our demographic up under that one banner. And guess what it is? It's not all ancient cement in Africa up under Mansa Musa and Patrice Lumumba. It's the new African revolutionary banner, because we not them old ancient Africans no more. No, we new Africans. Now we the Bloods, the Crips, the Bay Areas, the et cetera, that are representing the diaspora of what the new black man outside of Africa that have been kidnapped all these years, but still know the root where he come from. Just like that Mexican know that Rasa, he still know that root is Africa. He's that new African. That's why when you ask me about what I represent, I said I'm a new African revolutionary nationalist. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, this is why the teaching is so important, because we got to start finding the commonality, like I said, and not the differences. That's the way that we going to be able to move as a solid machine. And guess what? How can an individual be upset with an African that come from the Damu tribe originally, but elevate to a framework now, which is just as concerned about your safety as a warrior, but as I am about the advancement of your grandma and your mama in the community? Not to knock the homies, but bloodism in its form represented today don't even really look out for the homies like it's supposed to. You think it's considering a nigga mama and grandma and the children's well-being and sustenance on a higher level as well? So how can an individual who now see his homie elevate to a level where now he's not considering just the demographic of the community?
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Which is the military branch, the gangs, the homies, the Fed. But the entire community, which is now inclusive in considering the welfare of the grandbaby, the grandmas, and the children as well. Now it then went to that revolutionary mind frame, that stand up in that black man mind frame, but not severing my ties with the revolutionary branch or the military branch, because that's where I come from, and I understand that that's just as instrumental as the elevated part. But they're all mechanisms of the machine. That's what we got to strive to.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
When a European man come home and tells his mom and dad he joined the Marines or the Army, they call all the family members and celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Mm-hmm.
And we ain't just prideful enough to outright tell our moms and dads we done joined the Rules or the Emerald Hills Blood, because we know that representation doesn't have a positive connotation. That's a sham connotation. We need to change that demographic, bro.
I agree.
We the motherfuckers. This should be young Rules on Skyline and Meadowbrook with red flag in their right pocket and around their neck with fly ass flame trucks. So we can toss that shit to the children from Skyline and Meadowbrook safe, because that's their responsibility, blood.
Yeah.
That's your community, blood.
On everything.
On the police to patrol and make sure shit is right, blood. When Miss Johnson, who's been living up here 80 years, house get broken into, blood. It ain't on the motherfucking SPPD to come and harass people. Miss Johnson should know a number to call of the community representatives that's gonna not only get her belongings back, but lace the young homie, blood. Why is you up in the set, robbing the set, blood? That don't work like that. You dig what I'm saying?
Man, do I? Yes. Again, man, that's a Lil Spank booty, man. Live, you know what I'm saying? Coming from the penitentiary, man, up there in where you at, the high desert, Susanville, man. We chopping and bopping, man, on some real life gangster. And when I say gangster, man, I mean political, presidential aspects of the way we living now and the way that we should try to accommodate and live in the future, man. You know what I mean? He's calling right back, man. We gonna tap right back in, because today, like I say, today is his day.
You have a prepaid call from
Maurice.
He's speaking that real. That's what he exactly. Hey, shout out to Top. What is that? Topper's Talk.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
We're talking that real today,
you will not be charged for this call.
We're talking that real today, homie. You know what I'm saying? And he's speaking on the same way I feel. This is how Najee Gangsta Boy Barbie feel, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than what we think it is. Go ahead, Lil Spank. Go ahead, bro. You still tapped in, man. Talk to them, man. They online. They listening.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Shout out Lil D Fresh. Shout out Top. What is that? Topper's Talk. Man, hey, man, stay digged in, because my boy letting us know the real. This is how I feel. How he feel is how I feel, homie. You know what I'm saying? We need to bring more love. We need to bring more respect and values to this little thing of ours, man. Go ahead, Lil Spank.
Yeah, all the time. And, so it's just like I said, but you always gonna have your antagonist, homie. And by that I mean, in today's lingo, your haters, or individuals who are just willing to sabotage your aims, homie. You always gonna have your backbiters and detractors, because one thing I learned, and this is about this book I read by Patrice Lumumba, that in order to discredit the movement, you gotta discredit the man. So if you could discredit the person who's articulating a certain thing, regardless of how good it may be for the collective, you will discredit everything he stands for. So now when you take into consideration, like you were saying, these different caricatures that individuals put up and how they've been manipulated and doctored. Remember, you was asking me about that earlier when you was talking about the little video that the propaganda individuals put out. Now you start to see, damn, this is some more funny game related. Ain't nothing I'm talking about when I'm bringing up a nigga on some gangster charges worthy of no motherfucking caricatures and shit, G. This shit is sincere shit that niggas been died for and got life sentences for, and some homies, well, now they getting condemned brothers up off death row, but that individuals that really put blood, sweat, and years in. Ain't nothing funny, mimicky, entertainment about none of this shit, bro. This shit's sincere, homie. Now, if you trying to get a laugh about a motherfucker, then we gonna call the young African that you just had on the show, and we gonna allow him to exercise his level of expertise in the comedic field. But when it comes to the rules and regulations of this gangster shit, and young impressionable homies is listening, and like I said, with the stages of bastardization, they don't have no real fathers at home. You motherfucking right. It's our responsibility to make sure that we standing on the shit that we saying, and that it's some real shit. Because if it's not, then we subjecting ourselves to be held accountable by the elders and the individuals who really take this shit personally. So that's why when a lot of these individuals get up and they try to sugarcoat violations of rules by claiming it's entertainment and all this old type of shit, or putting a price tag on this type of shit, homie, it ain't no price tag for a homie that got a life sentence. It ain't no price tag for a homie that we done lost in these warfares and different things that go on in our communities that continue to invigorate the fervor for which we stand for what we stand for, homie. It ain't no price tag that we would, not no real niggas like us, go sacrifice for that, homie. So how dare an individual take this shit for granted and mimic it or belittle it in a character type way? Nah, that seems conducive with an individual with a political agenda, and like I said from the beginning, he's looking to discredit the man, because if you can discredit the man, it don't say honorably and under righteous pretense. It say simply to discredit the man or attempt to, and everything a nigga stand for gonna be discredited. So now we have to take into consideration a lot more of these slanderous propaganda things that we see and the goal behind them sincerely when we start to analyze. Because motherfuckers can listen to what I'm talking about and separate the chicken shit from the chicken salad, bro. And you could go to videos that's on YouTube that the Lil Spank booty that put out 20 years ago, and I'm still chopping the same shit. So this ain't no motherfucking wave that I've been riding, and nigga know me from the streets of Juvenile Hall, Little Skyline, O'Farrell Park, niggas bumping to me at Fam Bam. It's like, what's up, young homie, what's bracking? And it's all boo. Oh, big Lil Spank, blood, you the big homie. Yeah, little homie, you know, this is what it is, blood. I don't switch up, blood. I'm a real nigga. But this is what you asked me about earlier, too, Gangsta Boy. What it's going to take for us to mend those bridges. It's going to take real niggas that's able to be accountable, blood, and to hold their constituents, their immediate circle, accountable when they violate the rules and regulations. It can't be no home for me, G. A motherfucker gotta be just as adamant about shit when it's dealing with your ex-boom cone as you would when it's dealing with a nigga who's not as close to you, bro. Because it's simply right and wrong. You can't administer that type of accountability across the board and it's first room the young homies and looking at a nigga for his character and not necessarily his geographical location, then we ain't gonna never get up out of this genocidal mind frame, but that got us spiraling and white folks capitalizing about this shit, huh?
Facts, bro. Do you think we be, I mean, because my thing is, huh? Go ahead.
No, go ahead, my brother.
No, I was just saying, man, I wonder if there's ever a way for us to do that. I was just wondering if there's ever a way to do that, man, because like I said, man, I feel like a lot of the push can come from the penitentiary. If people knew if they was going to get, so let me say this. You know how the Serranos, bro, if you go to prison, homie, for killing another Serrano, your ass is a lever. You know what I'm saying? And so off top, you know what I'm saying, immediately they kind of cut off that part of their little game. Because when I first started going to jail, they was, you know, Lomita Village and Encanto, PH, they was funking like hell. You know what I'm saying? But then, you know, once the line started being pressed on them,